All right, let's go to the emails. We're going to go back and talk a little transportation funding issue here with Kenneth from Pittsburgh, who writes in, I read the plan for raising revenue for our bridges and roads. Exactly how much will my registration and license fee increase? Not very definitive, saying yearly adjusted for inflation leaves the door open to increasing our fees through the roof. Any way of proposing a definitive fee increase with a review every 4 years rather than that whole rate of inflation every year?
Well, as you know, we now have two plans that have
That's
been,
right. I think he's talking about yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Under our plan, it won't be increased at all for your registration or your license fee. We replace our current annual vehicle registration with a 2-year registration, but you pay the entire 2 years up front at one time. So right now it's $36 a year. It'll go to $72 a year.
Every 2 years.
Every 2 years. And then, thank you for correcting me.
You're welcome.
And then when it comes to your driver's license, we're going to take it to 6 years. So it'll be $40 for 6 years.
And that is the plan the governor put forward with his budget address. Then there's the John Rafferty plan, the chairman of the Senate Transportation Committee, who, from his news conference, I learned the registration fee would also go from 1 year to 2, but it would jump from $36 to $104. The license fee would also go from 4 years to 6, but it would jump from $29.50 to $50.50 is where those numbers would go on year 1, and they'd be adjusted for inflation on an every 3-year basis moving forward after that, according to that plan as it stands right now. But we've already talked about that's going to change in some fashion, I'm sure.
Yeah, certainly. Let's switch over to Quarryville. Rizzo writes in, is there a Rydell High in Quarryville?
Is there what?
Rydell High School. Yeah, Rizzo from Greece.
Yeah.
Rizzo writes in, I want the governor to answer the question as to why he is so beholden to Grover Norquist's pledge. That is the will not raise taxes pledge. You and a bunch of other Republicans have signed that. You signed it before you ran, so Rizzo's calling you on it. Why are you so beholden to that?
When I was running for office, and I still believe this, the people of Pennsylvania, we've been going through a very economic difficult time. We're starting to come out of that. I promised the people that I would not raise taxes during my term of office.
But you can do that without signing a pledge from some guy.
Put the pledge aside. I made a promise to the people of Pennsylvania. I'm going to keep that promise. It's that simple. It's not to anybody down in Washington. It's to the people of Pennsylvania, and I'm going to keep that promise.
But why sign it in the first place then?
It's irrelevant.
Yeah?
I made a promise to the people of Pennsylvania. We're going to stick to it.
All right. Richard from Washington County down in the southwestern part of the state writes in, 2 years ago, the Pennsylvania General Services Department stated that if Pennsylvania enforced its auto insurance laws, PA would generate $1.2 billion over 5 years. I live in Washington County, where the out-of-state trucks and personal auto use on our roads have increased because of the gas industry. If Pennsylvania is not willing to enforce auto insurance laws, for PA residents, how will it protect me from out-of-state uninsured usage of our roads?
Well, first off, Richard, we already do enforce our uninsured laws. Every Pennsylvania vehicle owner, in order to have that license plate, you're required to carry insurance. You have to show proof of insurance. And if your insurance is dropped, your insurance company notifies the Department of Transportation. They notify you. You have a certain amount of time in order to get that replaced. And you're not supposed to be driving on the highways of Pennsylvania. And there are actions taken against those people with Pennsylvania driver's license.
So there is an automatic red flag that goes out.
Automatic red flag that goes out. And if you are participating in any type of fraud in that, the insurance fraud section of the Attorney General's office and a couple of the district attorney's offices have insurance fraud section. These are the people that they go after also, who are trying to scam the system. Now, when it comes to out-of-state driver's license, we do receive notice from other states as to people who have their insurance. Every state just about has a requirement for insurance. I can't think of any state that doesn't have a requirement for insurance. But one of the most important things you can do, Richard, and the driving public in Pennsylvania, and most insurance companies will recommend this to you, is to get uninsured motorist protection. It's cheap, it's affordable, so that if somebody who hits you is uninsured for some reason, you're still going to have coverage.